Hey, welcome. My name is Irfan. I'm a maker. Uh, Sometime last year, I decided that it would be it would be a rewarding experience to be able to make a musical instrument. My musical journey, off and on, I've dabbled with Western classical guitar and some Spanish flamenco, primarily influenced by the region of Andalusia, southern Spain. How I didn't actually get serious about music until I discovered the Arabic Oud, the microtonal Arabic Oud. And the common thread there was the region of Andalusia. On the music side, I have been focused on learning the Arabic Maqam system. There's a lot to learn there. Some Turkish, right? But primarily Arabic classical, and with some influence of Sufi, so spiritual, right? So my music journey with the guitar, the Western classical and flamenco, although they were really awesome experiences, but I felt connected. I felt truly connected with the Arabic Oud, and that's the instrument that I have decided that I decided right last year that I'm gonna make. I had posted a few videos earlier. I think the last one I posted, it's been more than a year. It's mostly to do with my extremely intense professional work schedule. Not that the work had completely stopped on the Oud project. It's just been extremely sporadic and extremely slow going. Going into 2026, I hope to change that. And it's just fascinating for me to think about taking a piece of log, a mute log, and giving it a voice. Just beautiful. Another thing I wanted to kind of talk about is in terms of the content I'm planning to publish moving forward compared to what I posted earlier, right? Earlier, the content that I posted was primarily from a logging my journey perspective, right? Moving forward, I plan to change that a bit, right? It's not a guide, right? This series of videos that I'm gonna publish is not a guide. For a guide, it's not just that you need a map. To call it a guide, you have to have traveled that path multiple times, right? So I do have a roadmap, and I've routed it, but I've not traveled it. So it's just a beginner's journey, right? So from a content perspective, I'm hoping that number one, I provide more structure to what I'm publishing, right? So if you're a beginner and if you land on my channel, you're new to tools, you're new to woodworking, you're new to building an instrument, I may just be a few steps ahead of you, right? And something I post, something I publish, may be of value to you. If you're a professional luthier that has been doing it for a while, honored to receive criticism from you, right? There may be things I may be doing that are inefficient or are completely incorrect, right? So any feedback, any input, any criticism you can provide would be greatly appreciated. Okay. Another piece of information I wanted to share regarding my content moving forward, an aspect, right? So there is a handful of professional wood luthiers online. They've been probably doing this for years, masters at their craft and building beautiful musical instruments. what they do, what they showcase may not directly translate at a beginner's level. At least that's been my experience, right? So for me, I'd had to use a very thoughtful approach, take a step back and figure out step by step on how I'm going to do certain things. And there are certain things like, for example, the neck block. I have posted, a couple of videos. I don't remember how many I posted, but it took me 4 solid attempts, right, before I was able to make my neck block. And I will share a video pertaining to that, but there were certain things I had to do to make it doable for me, right? And that may help somebody else out there, right? It has to do with the geometry, because in the Oud design and construction, there's mathematics involved, right? And once you get a sense of that, the process becomes a little bit easier, okay? So the next step, so this is just the intro and the setting the stage, if you may, right? What I will do next is I will show the different parts of the Oud. I will break down the Oud. I will show the different parts of the instrument, and think about each part, each component as a project in itself, because it's involved, okay? It's involved, and so I will show those parts. I will show certain aspects there, and then I will structure my content based on a process which entails designing and building those parts, right, step by step. I have some footage from last year that I plan on using. So again, like I said, my progress has been sporadic, it's been slow, so I'm not that far ahead. But there are certain pieces that I have in place, and I will publish that. But just to reiterate at the end of this intro, right, what I'm going to be publishing over time, right, is a beginner's journey. It's not a guide, right? I have a map, I think and I hope it's accurate. I have a route planned out, and I think and I hope there's not too many roadblocks. There will be few, right? But I think that and hope that route is travelable, right? So this is not a guide. I've never built a musical instrument before. This is my first time. What my hope is that what I publish, I would hope that someone may find it of value. And I appreciate you stopping by. So the next video in the series is gonna get into details on the Oud parts. So let's look at what the different parts are, and like I said, each part is a project in itself. So at least we know from start to finish what all of the different parts that we got to build. We got not only build, but we got to design and we got to build.